Shalom, Israel. It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, throw a one in the chat if the sound is coming through good. I see y'all rolling in pretty quick. John in the building. Gregory's in the house. Fap is Cap. Xavier, what's going on with y'all? Yeah. Just throw a one in the chat if everything is coming through crisp. All right, cool. We good to go. Yes, all praises to the Most High. Somebody said it's been a minute. Yeah, it has. For those who don't know, the Day of Atonement just actually passed. And I take the Day of Atonement very seriously. If some of you all can recall last year, I actually took a week break on the Day of Atonement to repent for my sins. It's actually one of my favorite holy days in the Bible. And the reason why it's one of my favorite holy days is because it has a lot of individual application to it. It just pretty much symbolizes atonement for the sins uh, that you've committed. Some people rest, some people fast, some people pray fervently, um, and you can pretty much do what it is you want to do on the Day of Atonement. And that's why I've always liked that particular holy day, because during that time, you could just repent for everything you've done during the year, and you can really come to grips and reflect on some of the mistakes you may have made and actually repent, which a lot of the quote unquote Old Testament Israelites, those who don't believe in the new, they don't tend to take atonement very seriously when it's actually written of in the book of Leviticus. Um, and it tells you the importance of atonement, which means that you're at fault, which means that sacrifice has not covered your sins. So it's real important, especially around this time of the year, man, because the Day of Atonement, you want to purge your flesh. You want to ask the Most High to forgive you for the things you've done wrong. You want to come to grips that you are not perfect. And you want to cleanse yourself of any demons that you may have. You really want to rid yourself of any vices that you may be battling, especially around this time of year when October hits. When October all the way to January hit, we're talking about the end of the spring equinox or the summer equinox, going into the helm of the winter solstice. For those who don't know, during that time, there's a lot of rituals being conducted on a mass scale. It's a very demonic time of the year for the so-called powers that be. This is where they begin to observe their seasonal festivals. They call it the Wheel of the Year. They observe many pagan solar events, equinoxes, midpoints between time, all of these kind of things. And especially in the Western world, the Wiccans come out to play, the heretics, even the Jewish people, all kind of demons come out to play. You be talking about the witchcraft cults in Western Europe. Um, the Beltane ritual happens around this time of the year as well. It's so much that goes on. The brisket wood covens. I mean, it's so much festivals. They really get involved in what you would call cosmology. Um, it's pretty much a lot of paganism around this time of the year, and a lot of rituals are being conducted, and there's an inordinate increase in demonic possession. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, man. Yeah, it's the harvest season for them. Yep, absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this topic is gonna be heavy. It's gonna be real heavy. I'm gonna really press some things on your conscience because it's my job and my due diligence to actually um, supply you with preparation for what's to come. Because around this day and age, around this time of the year, you got to really look out for walk-in demons, spirits that actually jump in people and manifest physically. Um, and around this time of the year, they come out to play. They come out to play. You may be an individual that's struggling with certain things. You may be an individual who have repressed drama. You may have displayed some some dissociatism within the last few months. You may be feeling withdrawn. You may have some past dramatic experiences, and this may actually help you out to identify that you may be battling an unclean spirit. Um, See, it's all about self autonomy, atonement. It's all about looking at yourself and saying, you know what, maybe there's certain vices that I may face. Am I overindulging? Am I getting involved with pornography? Am I getting involved with masturbation? Um, am I overeating? Am I becoming a complainer? Am I becoming detached from other people? Am I becoming withdrawn? Because often around this time of year, those things begin to happen to certain individuals. And it's not necessarily meaning you're an evil person. It just means that you may have a lot of apathy, and um, you're highly spiritually sensitive to the actual atmosphere that you're living in. And these things may weigh down on you, and you need these type of talks to actually help you to stay above water and keep your mind right. Deanna, thank you for the $5 contribution. The super sticker is highly appreciated. Thanks for supporting this work. Citizen Soldier, thanks for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the support. And if everybody can, just thumb the video up on your way in. Thumb the video up on your way in. Now, there's some sources I'm gonna go to. Of course, there's gonna be some scriptures I'm gonna go to because I gotta break down to y'all how demons actually operate. As you can see on the thumbnail, I'm showing you a movie that had a very, very powerful impact on my life. It helped me to realize what was going on when it comes to gang stalking. It helped me to realize what was going on with people um, when they would prick, prod, um, harass, stalk, try to intimidate, or even try to aggravate. I realized that it were demons jumping in people. And the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington actually breaks it down rather well how they operate. A person who has uh, a weak spirit, a person who has certain deficiencies, a person who has no beliefs whatsoever. Those are prime candidates. People who are atheistic or agnostic are prime candidates for demonic possession. And they're being used, and they may not even know they've been used, but their spirits are being hacked. And we're going to talk about it because a lot of people don't believe that this is reality when it actually is reality. Jonathan Locklear, thanks for the $10 super sticker. Highly appreciate you. Thanks for the support, bro. Thank you for supporting the work. And I want to talk about this. First off, let's talk a little bit about what the holiday y'all know that's coming up. You know, the Celtic festival. Y'all know the day that's coming up real soon. Halloween. Let's talk a little bit about Halloween. What is Halloween? Because some individuals, they believe that it's all fun and games. They don't understand the root to these so-called holidays. They don't understand that it's not innocent, and that the demonic possession of children is at a high level around this time of year. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, children can be demonically attacked and possessed. Children can be demonically possessed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. When you allow certain entities and forces into your home, when you allow your children to practice certain customs, you are putting your children at risk. And this is how certain people are raised up to do horrendous acts. Now, peep this. As of late, we had the Jeffrey Dahmer series come out. And I watched a few old documentaries on this guy because I wondered why Netflix made this particular show the number one show in on Netflix in the country at the moment. So I went back and I listened to a few of his interviews. I looked into what the world was trying to promote. And ladies and gentlemen, I understood exactly what they're doing. Why they released that film around this time, why they let that series go around this time. Um, what they're doing, what they're attempting to do is to actually possess a lot of people with insatiable demonic impositions already harvesting inside them. Um, they're taking certain people to a very dark place. Um, and that's what's happening. They're taking people to a very dark place by pushing that particular agenda. And I looked into Jeffrey Dahmer's father and how he would speak in regards to how Dahmer was withdrawn as a child. He spent his time isolated. Um, he would take a liking to mutilating animals, playing with their bones, their intestines, and so forth. And it's clear to me that a child can be possessed by a demon, that Satan does go after children as well. And they will release such a film around Halloween time to actually put that energy that Dahmer had out there into the airwaves. A time where your children are knocking on total strangers' doors. A time where your children are dressing up as goons and goblins, out there to get candy, right? It goes on to say, and I'm reading up on Halloween, right? And I'm reading from the Pentecostal Journal. And this was actually put out in October 1922, giving you the pagan origin of Halloween. Let's break it down, right? Carving pumpkins, trick-or-treating, and wearing scary costumes are sometimes honored traditions of Halloween. Yet the Halloween holiday has a root in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Samhain. So it's pronounced Samhain, a pagan religious celebration to welcome the harvest of the end of the summer, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. So what it is an agreement with the spiritual realm to basically protect themselves by honoring these invisible forces. So they're making an agreement on this day that they would honor them by idolizing these entities, so these entities will not basically destroy them, right? In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor saints. Soon after, All Saints' Days came to incorporate some of the traditions of Samhain, or it's actually Samhain. The evening before Saints' Day was known as All Hallows Eve and later Halloween. Here's a look at the origin of some Halloween traditional classes we know. The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated in Ireland using turnips instead of pumpkins. It is allegedly based on a legend about a man named Stingy Jack, who repeatedly trapped the devil, only let him go to the conditions that Jack would never go to hell. So it's an agreement with demons. It's an agreement with Satan. But when Jack died, he learned that heaven did not want his soul either, so he was forced to wander earth as a ghost for eternity. The devil gave Jack a burning lump of coal and carved out turnips to his way. Locals eventually began carving scary faces into the turnips to ward off evil spirits. So what we have in Halloween is an agreement with Satan, with an agreement with the devil. This is the original origins of it. They believe that they can escape hell. They believe they can escape the demons destroying them. And that's what it's about. It has an origin. It's really, it goes, and listen, it's the end of the summer, going into another season, all the way up to winter solstice, what they call Yule. That's how far this is going. Their festivals go all the way to Yule, and that's about midwinter, what they call Saturnalia. And y'all know that's what Christmas is. So they basically charted out, hedged out a complete season um, to basically make a disagreement with the devil. And behind the scenes, there's a lot of sacrifices, ritual. There's a lot of missing people around this time of the year as well, right? Let's continue. Let's break it down a little more here. The festival, I keep pronouncing it wrong. It's spelled Shame Hang, but it's pronounced Samhain. All right. Samhain. The tradition, it goes, the festival of Samhain marked the transition to the new year at the end of the harvest and beginning of the winter. Celtic people believed that during the festival, spirits walked the earth. Later on, Christian missionaries introduced All Soul Days on November 2nd, which perpetuated the idea of living, coming into contact with the dead around the same time of year. In order to avoid being terrorized by all the evil spirits walking the earth during Samhain, the Celts donned disguises so that they wouldn't be mistaken, so they would not be mistaken for spirits themselves and be left alone. So the reason why they're dressing up is because they're saying if they dress like the demons, if they dress like the witches, if they dress like the evil malevolent forces that's roaming, that they would somehow be protected from them. All right. So that's what Halloween is about, making an agreement with the enemy, basically bowing down to dark forces, saying that you are pretty much in fear and that you're making an agreement with them, right? Casper on that, thanks for the $5 contribution, says it's crazy because when Soulja Boy came out in 06, 07, he always said Yule. OMG, I was so ignorant. Yeah, Yule is just I don't know. I don't know if that's why he did it, bro, but I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch, but I don't know. But Yule is a time of the year. All right, let's see here. Let's continue. Now, let me actually, you know what? Let me pull up a source for y'all. And I want everybody to thumb the video up. Thumb the video up. Let's read a little bit more. I'm gonna grab this source because the demonic possession is coming from Halloween, but there's multiple reasons why these spirits are coming into the world, and a lot of people are going to experience a lot of demonic possession. We're gonna talk about a lot of these reasons why, because Halloween is just one of them. Let me see. Let's read a little more here. Trick or treating. This is much debate around the origins of trick or treating, but generally there are three theories. The first theory suggests that during Samhain, Celtic people would leave food out to appease the spirits traveling the earth at night. Over time, people began to dress as these unearthly beings in exchange for similar offerings of food and drink. The second theory speculates that the candy boom stems from the Scottish practice of guising, which is a secular version of souling. During the Middle Ages, generally children and poor adults would collect food and money from local homes in return for prayers for the dead of all souls. Crusaders dropped the prayers in favor of non-religion practices, which include songs, jokes, and what they call trick or treating. A third theory argues that modern American trick-or-treating stems from Belsnickling, a German-American Christmas tradition where children would dress in costumes and call their neighbors to see if the adults could guess the identities of the disguises and versions of practices. So literally all those reasons simultaneously are while they have cultivated these particular practices. All these religions, all of these roots play a part, right? Now, yeah, they dedicated a whole time span of the year for the devil. And there's a lot of Moloch child sacrifice around this time. Um, there's a lot of missing children around this time because they're hiding. The kidnappers are pretty much hiding under the cloak of Halloween. They can do whatever they want to your children. Um, Sule says, "What month are Day of Atonement?" The Day of Atonement just passed. Literally, I believe it's October 1st is Day of Atonement. But anyway, let's continue. Um, I'm going to show y'all something because you're gonna have a lot of individuals not understanding the severity of what we got going on in society. I want to talk a little bit about pharmaceutical drugs. I want to talk a little bit about repressed emotions, things that people may be experiencing. Mark the Messenger. Thank you, Ak. I appreciate the $20 contribution. Thanks for supporting the work. Highly appreciate you, fam. And y'all support Mark the Messenger's content as well. Thanks for your support, family. And I'm gonna share a screen with y'all because there's other things going on as we speak. There's also, and I gotta walk on eggshells. I gotta kind of tread lightly with some of the things I'm saying. So y'all bear with me because I don't want to I don't want to ruffle too many feathers here when I'm talking about or draw any red flags. Y'all know how these platforms be. With these strains, you got certain ambassadors of the whole how do I word this? The whole campaign that people are getting jabs or whatever, they're talking about these strains and things that are coming out. Under pharmacia, within the next 4 months, the next 3 months, you can look for them to make strides and pharmaceutical drugs and the usage of them. A lot of people don't understand that these particular prescription pills and things of that nature are actually harvesting grounds for satanic spirits and demons. And they're actually implementing them in people through pharmacia. So we're going to talk a little bit about the strides that they're making and what the pharmaceutical industry has to do with this increase in demon possession that we're about to witness. Christopher, thanks for the $20 contribution. Highly appreciate it. And if everybody can, please thumb the video up. Thumb the video up. Let's make sure we get the engagement up. Let's go here. I must share something with you all. Fair use federal law allows citizens to redistribute portions of copywritten material for the purposes of teaching, edification, and so forth. And y'all give me one moment. Hold on. What's going on here? All right. Oh, I see they've actually changed this thing up some. Y'all got to give me one moment. Oh, wow. They actually changed this platform I'm using. Okay, I see what they did now. All right, bet. Let's talk about it. And viewer discretion. We're going to be, showing a woman who is perceived to be demon possessed.
This man is known as Diablo.
Oh, not that one.
Is the part of your kingdom
Yes.
death? Is
it? But she won't take it.
Now, you have this, I don't know if this is a pastor, some kind of minister. He has his hand on this woman whose face seems to be contorting. The scripture at the bottom reads Luke 8:17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. This person who seems seemingly practicing an exorcism, he's asking this woman about pharmacia, about pharmaceuticals, or basically the medicine that this lady was taking, right? Let's continue.
What happens if she takes it?
It says, what happens if she takes her medicine? She's ours. See, when it comes to demonic possession, the world doesn't completely understand the telltale signs. Let me put this out here. Medicine is not meant to actually cure you of any psychological issues you may be suffering from. The psychotropics, the you know, the antisuppressants are exactly what they are, suppressants. That word tells you what they are. They are actually used to suppress something that is in you. It is suppressing something. It is not relinquishing anything. It's not curing you of anything. This is why these things have side effects like suicidal thoughts, because that demon is able to actually fester in you because you're medicating, you're hiding it. It is able to hide in spectrums of light. It's able to hide within your body and your conscious, in your mind, um, because you're not actually exercising it. You're not getting it out. You're not healing. You're not going to the Most High. You're not cleansing. You're not being baptized. But instead, you're just giving the demon a place to hide within you. Robert, thanks for the $777 contribution. Says Bill Gates Foundation is 3 buildings shaped like the lambda numeral, and the lambda numeral is the 11th digit. 11 times 3 is 33. It's masonry 3 dash the pandemic. Thanks for that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, may not have understood that completely, but I get it. They do operate in numerology, and they show us right in our faces. It's subliminal messaging through the numerology. But real talk, let's continue.
She's yours.
Says she's ours. Now, ours means it's more than one. There's been times all through the scriptures where numerous spirits were inhabiting an individual, legions of them. Matter of fact, I want to talk a little bit about how these spirits operate, because it's a dangerous situation, really. I want to go to Matthew chapter. Let's see, what chapter is this? It's chapter 12, and I want to start off in verse 43. Matthew 12 and 43. And it reads, "When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest, and findeth none." So when the unclean spirit is exorcised, when a demon leaves a person, and this is why I talk about the movie Denzel Washington, the movie Fallen, front with Denzel Washington. When an unclean spirit actually leaves a person, it wanders around, and it just roams the earth. It's in the invisible realm. It's operating in the celestial. It moves. That's why there are times where certain individuals may hear things that go bump in the night. That's an actual demon within your home that you need to rid your home of. They actually move. They're looking for places to go. They're looking for somewhere to go, and they would really, really like to go back to the person that is possessed. That's what the demon really wants, because it actually takes a liking to you. It feels like you belong to him. You see how the spirit says she's ours. They actually feel like you belong to them. So they really don't want to go inhabit anybody else. They're not able to rest unless they can basically be a part of you. Athani Hilton, thank you for the $20 super sticker. Highly appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this work. So they roam around. They roam around. The scripture then goes on to say, "Then he saith, I will return to my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished." So the demon, once it's released, it actually wants to go back to what he calls his house. He looks at it like it's his house. That demon, you see, the human body can be a host. And that demon likes to come in and say, listen, this is my home now. This is where I live. This is why I use the term meat suit for a lot of individuals out here who are spiritually dead walking around. I call them meat suits because their body is just a suit. And they're really, some people become total demons. By the time they allow these spirits to take over, there's nothing left of them. They're a shadow of who they used to be, and is nothing but demonic possession at that point. Shariah, thank you for the $5 contribution. I appreciate the support. All right. Let's continue here. And everybody like the video, Verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh with him. Now let's go back real quick. It says, then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished, meaning he finds it clean. It ain't like he left it. He finds that person purified. He finds that person on an upward level, going, making strides in their life, becoming better people. Verse 45. Then he goeth and he taketh himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first, even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. So you'll have this demon looking to go find other demons because they like, yo, they gotta go get reinforcement. So they find other demons, and now you are worse off than you were before. And this is how a person gets where this young lady is at, where she's completely troubled. This is where the more intense possession begins, where a person begins to really display face contorting, 7 spirits operating in that person. And this is why we need these type of lessons, because these are the type of things we got to be prepared for. And this is why relapsing in anything that you suffer with is so dangerous. If you battle with porn addiction, there are sex demons that will inhabit you. And one thing about it is everybody makes mistakes when they're trying to stop doing something. They may have struggled with the habit. But here's the thing. If you're not careful, if you continue to relapse, then listen, you're going to be worse off than you were before. You understand? That's why you don't play with the devil. You don't give him no room. You got to cut him off like a malignant root. You don't give Satan no room to breathe. Because what'll end up happening is he'll get you to a point where he can get you completely isolated. And that's what his goal is. He wants you to feel completely alone. He wants you to be completely isolated. He wants you to feel like you are unloved, that there's nobody there for you, that, you might as well give in to him. Once he can get you there, there's no limit. His goal is to destroy you. Whatever vessel that they inhabit, they want to destroy it, and they want to destroy it fast. T-Raw, thanks for the $10 contribution, bro. Highly appreciate the support. But yeah, Satan is a liar. That's a lie. You're not alone. You got people who care for you. You got people who love you. You got people who, even if they're not in your life, you have an invisible family. Even if you are isolated, there's people all over the world who battle just like you do. There's people all over the world who are going through things. You have a spiritual family. Satan don't want you to know that. That's why this woman is saying, this spirit coming out saying she's ours. Blade in the Shell, thanks for the $10 contribution, says, I got some demons in my body. I can feel them still in my food when I'm eating or disturbing me at night. Those things are real. I didn't find cure yet. If anyone can help me, help, please. You need to call on the Messiah. You need to call on Christ. This is what we do on this channel. We don't harbor over the problem. And you're more than likely right about them. You feel them still in the food in your body. They do that. That's an actual fact right there, because they have insatiable appetites. A person may feel like they have a tapeworm. Also, another thing, a demon, you could be eating, constantly eating, losing weight, but at the same time feeling heavy. Now, let me repeat that. You can be eating, constantly losing weight, but you can still feel heavy at the same time. Those are the spirits. Those spirits in you are making you feel heavy, but there's a way. You have to cast them out. Fasting with prayer, confessing your sins, very important. This is why I talk about the Day of Atonement that just passed. You really have to atone for your sins. You have to call on Christ. You have to show that fearlessness. You have to be bold. Even if things get scary in the process of getting them demons out, you will feel empowered once you got it out. Sally Grace, thank you so much for the $350 contribution. All praises to the Most High for the support, Sally. Bless you so much for actually supporting the work. That is highly appreciated. And that shows me that this word is really helping some people out there. Thanks for the love and support. But repentance is key. Like fasting is key. You got to starve the demons out. Demons don't like when you fast. For the brother that said you looking for a cure, they really hate when you fast because they have to feed that appetite. It's insatiable. That's why a lot of times when you overeating, you got to kind of check yourself. Like, damn, I just ate. Why am I like still eating? Like, I just ate. Why do I continue to eat? That's why me personally, in order to keep my spirit regulated, I have an intermittent fasting regimen that I live by. I've lived by that for a number of years. It kind of keeps you regulated. And if you start eating outside of your normal eating habits, then you got to ask yourself, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? This is not my normal eating habits. That's when you start praying. That's when you start reading your scriptures more. That's when you start, trying to figure out, like, what is the root? What is stressing you out? What got you doing that? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how you deal with that. And call them demons out. Let them know that you know that they are there. I know that it's rough for a person to look in the mirror and say, yo, I know that I have an unclean spirit. I know that there's an unclean spirit residing in me. Lord, I want it out. I know it's difficult because you taught in this world to be agnostic in your beliefs, that everything is just pretty much carnal. And it's not true. There's a spiritual realm. Andre Cook, thanks for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Oh, somebody said DKK is Danish currency, not US. Okay, I got you. Thanks, Jada Cole. But whatever currency, thanks for it. I appreciate it nonetheless. I don't know the amount. I don't know the amount in Danish currency, but thank you nonetheless. I honestly thought DKK was the name. I couldn't really see it, but it's still appreciated. Let's continue this video here.
Oh, it's just
The demon says we work through the medicine. We work through the medicine. We work through the medicine. So the medicine is not actually healing. And this is according to these accounts of the demon. I am no medical physician and I am no psychologist, but according to this spirit, what seems to be an unclean spirit, they're actually saying that we work through the music. I mean, the medicine. They work through music too, by the way. And you know what? Pharmakia. I want to explain what pharmakia is in the Strong's Greek Concordance or the lexicon. For those who don't know, through the Thayer's Greek lexicon, pharmakia, it's number 5332, and it means it says pharmacy, i.e., by extension, magic, literally or figuratively, sorcery, witchcraft. So you got the pharmaceutical, pharmakia, the use of the administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry and fostering by it. Metaphorically, the deception and seduction of idolatry. Non-feminine relations from G5332. The word is mentioned 3 times in the Bible. So it's sorcery. It's magic. According to the Bible, this is what pharmakia is. This is what pharmaceuticals are. So with this demon saying we work through the medicine, it doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me the least bit, right? Let's continue.
No, but it's
Have you noticed the serpents? Now, have you noticed the serpents? When you go to a hospital, ladies and gentlemen, what do you see? You see a staff with serpents wrapped around it. This demon says, have you noticed the serpents? Let's continue.
the serpents. What serpents?
And there we have it. And there we have it. Listen, there's nothing that's done in the dark that will not be made manifest. We will have an understanding. A lot of times, parents want to put their children on all of these medicines, not understanding that what you're doing is you're allowing spirits to fester. It was noted by Jeffrey Dahmer's father that during his inception, while he was in the womb, while Dahmer was in the womb, the mother was on all kind of psychotropics, all kind of sleep medicines, all kind of sedatives, all kind of medicines. Listen, who's to say that this man was not spawned in the development of his mind to be a demon seed? I don't believe that that's a coincidence at all. And then see, back in those times, the studies weren't really out about how psychotropics will affect an unborn child. Thanks for the $5 contribution. I appreciate it. I'm trying to see if I can read I'm actually trying to share another screen with you. I'm gonna read your comment here in a moment. There's another. Let me see where is that at? Did I close that one? Yeah, I think I did. Hey, let me read these comments. All right. Thanks for the $5 contribution. Says spiritual warfare is going to be at an all-time high. A lot of witchcraft is going on. Stay prayed up. Absolutely, brother. That's facts. Pressed by Deja. Thank you for the $20 contribution. Says keep doing what you're doing, bro. God bless you. Thank you so much, Deja. I appreciate the support. And we got to get to it, man. Because there's something else I want to show y'all from a movie that I seen. It was from a TV show. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. This is rather interesting how they put the truth in these movies, bro.
This man is known as Diablo Prado.
Oh, we'll go to that one in a moment. Let me see if I can pull this up. And if you all can, just thumb the video up. It'll be highly appreciated. What the hell is this? I'm trying to get on TikTok. I don't know why that popped up. TikTok is a weird place. Let me see here. Yeah, it was on TikTok I seen this thing. I want to pull this up for y'all because this is rather interesting.
Every time someone joins the live, I have to read their name out loud. Don't believe me.
You know what I don't like about TikTok? As soon as you click on it, it's playing some weird video. I don't like that at all. All right. Now I very rarely get on here, but I know that that's where this source was at. Give me one moment. All right, let's see. All right. It was from this show right here. Where'd it go? Yeah, I don't know where that video is at. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. Yeah, I don't quite see it anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with this stuff, but anyway, that's how it be sometimes. Pardon me, y'all. TikTok, I don't like operating TikTok, so I'm gonna just get off of it. I got more sources. I really don't. I genuinely do not like TikTok. I don't like it at all. It's a weird site. Uh, I don't like. I don't even like trying to maneuver it, but it is what it is. April, Apria, thanks for the $20 contribution. Says, when I feel demonic presence near, I go into prayer immediately. At the sound of the Most High's name, they usually flee. The harder the presence, the harder you must pray. Pray without ceasing. Absolutely. That is very, very good advice. Very good advice. And right now, we're going to be seeing an increase of people actually modifying themselves to become demons. I wanted to share that with y'all. So let me go ahead and present this screen for y'all.
This man is known as Diablo Prado, a Brazilian tattoo artist that has taken body modification to the extreme. Not only is his body covered in ink, he has cut off part of his nose, making him only the third person in the world to do so. But
Now,
he didn't
wow.
stop there. He also cut off both of his ears and removed one of his ring fingers.
Yo, this man cut off part of his nose, man. Now, see what is going on with people where they can actually mutilate themselves like this. And this is another reason why I tell people to stay away from tattoos, because that's typically the beginning of this type of behavior. Demons operate in many, many ways. Many, many ways. Y'all know the movie. Oh, but y'all always got to tell me what movie it is. When they would do the tattoos, they would get the rings in their nose. Man, y'all, somebody drop it in the chat because I know my viewers know it. A movie I actually seen a couple times. I always forget the name of it. Somebody said tattoos are actually bloodletting, right? Yeah, the tattoos open portals. That's why the scriptures tell us not to do that. And it becomes an addiction. Somebody said pinhead. No, it's not called pinhead. It's actually breaking down how the origin of tattoos. Apocalypto. There we go. Lady P got it right. Apocalypto. That's what this remind me of right here. 10,000 BC. There was Apocalypto. Yep. Let's see.
A Brazilian tattoo artist that has taken body modification to the extreme. Not only is his body covered in ink, he has cut off.
Now we gotta get to that pharmakia.
Part of his nose.
Pardon me, y'all. We gotta. I'm gonna look for that video while I'm playing this. But peep this.
This man is known as Diablo Prado, a Brazilian tattoo artist that has taken body modification to the extreme. Not only is his body covered in ink, he has cut off part of his nose, making him only the third person in the world to do so. But he didn't stop there. He also cut off both of his ears and removed one of his ring fingers to have a claw-like hand.
Wow.
Settle down, ladies. He has large bumps all over his head and has implanted horns on his forehead. He's also given himself tusks and split his tongue in two. While he's always been into tattoos, this journey of his really only started when he met his wife, Carol, who specializes in the art of body modification. Michael says, the idea is for me to become her masterpiece. This man is known as Diablo Prado, a Brazilian tattoo artist that has taken body modification to the extreme. Not only is his body covered in ink, he has cut off part of his nose, making him only the third person in the world to do so. But he didn't stop there. He also cut off both of his ears and removed one of his ring fingers to have a claw-like hand. Settle down, ladies.
That's straight demonic, man. And you're going to have people walking around modifying themselves, man. Especially around this time. They becoming real Halloween demon manifestations. Real talk. Yeah, all to appeal to that woman. That's crazy. Somebody said in some tribes in Africa, they cut themselves to have crocodile teeth skin. Yeah, I mean, they coming right out full-fledged. It's going to get to a time where you seeing people walking around looking like rhinos, mutants, and Ninja Turtles. Facts. A real live walking reptile, demon in the flesh, spawn in the flesh. Now, it was a particular show I was looking for. I don't know. It's so weird with TikTok. It's like you can you can look something up one moment, it's there, the next is not. You know, I don't understand TikTok's algorithm for real. I'm literally like putting in a search box exactly what I put to find the video before, and I don't see it now. But it was some TV show where they were basically showing how when you take hold on, is this it right here? Let me see. No, that ain't it. When you take a person off of the medicine, how the demon actually comes. Basically, it was a woman, she was strapped to a gurney. I don't know if it was CSI, I don't know what it was, but it was a woman strapped to a gurney, and the hospital kept putting her on sedatives. And then the priest came and was like, listen, take her off all these sedatives because I want to talk to the actual, I want to talk to the demon in the person. And they was like, what? Like, you know what I mean? They didn't understand. He's like, yeah, take this woman off of these sedatives, take this woman off of all these medications so I can talk directly to the spirit. And once the medication wore off, once it was out of the bloodstream, the demon really came out. That's how he had to exorcise the demon, had to get him off the medicine. Because what that's saying is when these people are on these psychotropics, the spirit is able to hide. Yeah, the demon is able to hide. They put it right there on a TV show. I really wish I can find it, but I don't know. It's not there no more. Somebody said you have to like the video in order for them to save it in your likes. Easy to find videos that way. Okay, thanks for that. For future references, I keep that in mind, and I apologize to the audience that I didn't have that source. But I appreciate it. Thanks for the $5 contribution. Says New Breed, if you want to save a video for later on TikTok, just like it. Oh yeah, somebody just told me that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very rarely on TikTok. Somebody actually sent it through. No, they didn't. I looked up something. I was looking for something on TikTok. But yeah, I keep that in mind. I would have had a hard time liking that video, but I don't even know what a damn like button is on TikTok. I rarely get on there, but it is a good place for sources. But pretty soon, like I said, man, I'm gonna be working on New Breed Greenlight News today and actually uploading certain things to New Breed Greenlight News, and so I can have everything in a one-stop shop. So if you're not subscribed to New Breed Greenlight News, go over there and subscribe. It's time for me to log in over there. But you know, it's some troubling times. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of people out here who are stressed. A lot of people who have a lot of unresolved issues. As people, we got to atone. We got to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and say, you know what? Do I have any of these issues? Because even though we can show all of these situations in which somebody is extremely possessed, and they're riddled with legions of spirits, they're often spirits that are very subtle, that operate in us. And we got to call on the Messiah to get them out. And we got to pray fervently. We got to be able to have discernment as well, because spirits can latch on from people. That's why in John, 1 John 4:1 says, beloved, believe not every spirit. Try the spirit whether they are of God, because many false prophets are going into the world. Because even entertaining certain people without testing the spirits, those demons can jump from that person to you, right? So you really got to understand that. I want to go to Luke 2 just to show you how this realm works, right? And the power that we have. Luke 10:16 says, he that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despises me despises him that hath sent me. The next verse says, and the 70 return again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Let me read that again. And the 70 return again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. So through the name of Christ, devils are subject to him, because they hate Christ and they fear Christ just like they fear us if we are of the Messiah. So we got to keep that in mind, that even the spirits, even devils, even demons are afraid. We really got to understand and walk in our boldness. There are times where we may get off track. You got to understand you in war. You have to endure. You have to get those spirits out. You have to get that demonic energy out of your life, man. And that's what I do around Day of Atonement, man. So every year around October, especially at the beginning of the month, if y'all see New Breed disappear for like a week and I'm not on social media at all, better believe I'm celebrating the Day of Atonement. I am practicing the Day of Atonement because I know that I'm not without fault, and I know I battle with certain things and I have my issues. So I have to fall back from social media. A lot of times it's to fast, and a lot of times it's to rest. Getting away from the everyday rigmarole and just resting the soul, man. Sometimes that is needed. So we gotta take heed to these words, man. Take heed to this book. Let me see here. I got more scriptures. It's a couple more I want to read to y'all. And if you're enjoying the broadcast, if you're learning, make sure you support by thumbing the video up, sharing this type of content. Now watch this. Matthew 4:24. And his fame went throughout all Syria. And they brought into him all sick people that were taken with diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils, and those which were lunatics, and those that had palsy, and he healed them. So Christ, he got rid of demons. He got rid of people who had diseases and torments, riddled with spirits. He healed them. So we have that same power. Remember, Christ says, I give you power and authority to tread over all serpents, scorpions, and devils. We have that very same power. He given it to us. So you don't necessarily have to deal with these pastors who ain't doing nothing but entertaining the spirits, because demons, they actually can communicate with each other through other people. Now, what I mean by that, a pastor can have demons. And he could be communicating with that demon to give that person a false sense of relief. That demon could be like, hey, listen, that pastor can be actually working on the other side and be communicating with that spirit to come out for a certain amount of time and come back in. See, this is why you have to harness the power that's in you. Stop looking for other people. Stop looking for an exorcist. Stop looking for a Roman Catholic preach. Stop looking for a pastor. Stop looking for a bishop. You look directly in the mirror. You look directly in the mirror, bro. You are the one who can heal yourself and your family of those spirits. It's nothing like a person who has a child who's riddled with spirits or getting nightmares or demonic attacks. And it's nothing like a parent that act like they don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Little Johnny's just scratching himself. Little Johnny's cutting himself. No, listen, you are the father of that household. You are the man or woman of that household. I don't care if you're a single parent. I don't care what the situation is. You are the spiritual authority of that household and of your children. It is your responsibility to command those spirits to get out. But if you're one of these people walking around with your head in the sand, acting like the spiritual realm ain't real, acting like demons don't exist, acting like everything is just relative, then you know what? Your family, your whole entire household and family are open catalysts for demonic energy and spirits. So, it's time that we take authority and be prepared for the times that we live in and be prepared for this season. Because in this season, with the uptick in psychotropics and the uptick of, I don't want to use the V word, but y'all know what the V word is. And the uptick of inoculations and synthetic fluids that's going inside people, you better believe that there's going to be an increase on demonic possession and paranormal activity. So as the Most High's chosen, as his saints, as his more than worthy people, we just got to prepare for the season. Every season is a preparation. John 5:18 says, we know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not. We are of the Most High. The wicked cannot touch us. We just got to be prepared for the battle. This is one of those streams that'll make you look at the world different. Everything is not relative. Everything is not just being done on a physical realm. Matter of fact, I want to give one more scripture on the authority of Christ and his power to rid spirits. We're going to go to Luke chapter 4, verse 33. And in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil, and cried out with a loud voice, saying, let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of God. So these demons knew off break. We talking about legions of men. Everybody else would go in their synagogue and they couldn't even combat it. This guy was breaking chains. This guy was slamming his head against the wall. This dude was flipping out, head spinning around, projectile vomiting, climbing up walls. I'm talking about, listen, this dude was loaded with spirits, man. This dude was completely what we would call psychopathic, right? Total cognitive dissonance of reality, totally done, bones contorting, whole nine, right? Christ ran up in there and the demons immediately knew who he was. Listen, let me tell you, I can tell you this right now. Demons know who I am. Demons know who y'all are. All you chosen ones. When you go to certain places, them devils know who you are. I done been on elevators with people that I can see the demons on them. I knew this person was demon possessed. You know what they did? As soon as they hit that elevator button, they was mashing that button to get up off that elevator. I lie to you not. They knew the demons and spirits that was in that person, they knew that they was in the presence of one of the Most Highs. They knew it. They couldn't even stay on that elevator. They had to get off there immediately. They couldn't do it. But Millennium Jess, thanks for the $10 contribution. Fired from my job while keeping Atonement Day. I got my family all cursed with false teachings and ridiculed my standing. I don't know what else to do. Praise Yah. He will provide. I'm not really completely understanding what you just said. You cursed your family. I don't have no context to what you're saying. Divine Guidance, thanks for the $10 contribution. She says, I believe when you rid of those generational demons, it is released from the family as well. It's true. It's very true. When you rid yourself of certain spirits, breaking generational curses, those demons are not passed down to your seeds. And I'm a living testament to that as well. When I was a child, I was raised around a lot of witchcraft, magic, sorcery, and a lot of my childhood, I was spent very afraid at night. I suffer with mass insomnia. I could not sleep at night. I was afraid a lot of my childhood, very nervous. I was afraid to eat, sleep. I couldn't walk in rooms by myself. Literally, that's how I was as a child until I started to grow. And then once I finally got fed up around age, like maybe 10 years old, and I started standing in boldness, like I knew God was real because I was haunted by Satan my early childhood. I was being attacked. So when I stood up and I fought back and pushed back, I was never afraid of anything like that ever again. Never again I was afraid. I realized that demons are more afraid of us than we are of them. And from that point on, I never been afraid of anything. Even horror movies don't do anything to me. Literally, they do nothing to me. I can watch the most terrifying movie to everybody else, and it has no effect on me at all, right? My children, they were born unafraid. Literally, all my children are unafraid. They can walk into a dark cellar. They don't even, it's like my children don't grasp the concept of fear. So much so, if they want something, even at a small age, they will throw themselves off of something to get to something. So you got to watch my kids real close because they haven't grasped the concept of fear, right? But I do believe that those things can be broken. I think I was the one who broke it in my family, that would not happen no more, right? But let's continue here in Luke. And in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil and cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Let us alone. What have we to do with thee?" It says, "Leave us alone. Listen, we don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke." That's what them demons said. What we got to do with you? Come on, man. You came to destroy us. I know who thou art. They knew who the Holy One of God was. And Jesus rebuked him and saying, hold thy peace and come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the midst, he came out of him and hurt him not. And they were all amazed and spake among themselves, saying, what a word is this? For with authority and power he commanded the unclean spirit, and they came out. That's all it took, ladies and gentlemen. Authority and power. That's all Christ did. He said, listen, come up out of there. Come up out of there. Anytime you home alone, you by yourself, you live alone or whatever, you hear something go bump in the night, don't go on no fear. You feel like you going to sleep and somebody's standing over you, watching you. I know y'all felt that before. That's a demon. If you feel something watching you at night, that's more than likely a demon, because when an angel watches you, you feel something different. It's a peaceful vibe. It's a peaceful feel. If you feel that demon watching you, instead of harboring in fear and letting them intimidate you, you must command it. Listen, I don't know who you are or what you're doing in my house, but you in the wrong house. I command you to leave. In Christ's name, I command you to exit. You better exit stage left. That's how it got to go, for real. That's how you deal with them. Shirley, thank you for the $20 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Thanks for supporting this work. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Love Dean, the God Machine, says demons need fear and negative emotions to exist within. They cannot be affected in this realm. Exactly. And they tell you in the movies all the time. The movie It. He can't even eat a child unless, in the movie It, the clown, he can't even eat a child until he scares them. That's the same way demons operate. They cannot do anything until they scare you. When you're afraid, they'll go ahead and start building on that. When you show no fear at all, because they try you every now and then, especially if you in this truth, especially if you are empath, especially if you are chosen one and you are highly spiritually sensitive, especially if you have impact on those around you. Oh, better believe there's going to come times and seasons where they're going to try you. They're going to watch you. They're going to try to appear. They're going to try to do all those things. But when they see you afraid, you're not afraid, they flee. The devil is a coward, ladies and gentlemen. The devil is a coward. He flees when you deny him, and he flees when you're just not afraid. And eventually, you don't have those issues because they realize that every time they come in your presence, they get antagonized. They get rebuked. You have the power and authority to send them back to hell where they came from. They don't want to risk that. They don't want to risk keep coming around a holy one, knowing that this individual can send them to hell. They're not finna do that. They're gonna go deal with somebody who's smoking, drinking all damn day. They're gonna deal with somebody who's easy access, or they're gonna deal with a person who don't even believe in spirituality. They just believe that they're depressed. Oh, they love dealing with those type of people. Yeah, you got to call them out with authority, man. So it is what it is, man. I just wanted to come through with this motivation. Candace says, I was home alone and heard feet running down the hall. She says, I heard feet running down the hall. If I didn't get up and wake up, I know some. It blew in my ear and ran. It was funny. It sat by me. I felt it. Well, hey, I hope you got it out of there. I hope you got it out of there. Because, I don't know, the point would be to rebuke it. That's what it is. And then check your home. Make sure there's nothing in there that could be an access point. Pray for angels to protect your home, protect yourself, protect your bed, protect all those things. And that's just how it is. Somebody said, I always make them run that black smoke. Wow, y'all experiencing some things in y'all houses. Black smoke. Y'all, I do recall a time, and my grandmother can actually attest to this story. And it was around Halloween time. It wasn't on Halloween day. It was either Halloween Eve or the night after Halloween. It was either one. I can't remember. But I was a teenager at the time and I was living with her. And I felt as if I was being possessed by something, basically. I ain't going to be ashamed to tell y'all that I've been through some things. I felt like I wouldn't say possessed. I would say that I was under attack. I was downstairs and it felt like sleep paralysis, but I was awake. I wasn't asleep, but I felt sleep paralysis. I felt something hovering over me. Like it was almost like a dark shadow on the wall. And I felt it and I seen it. I seen like a dark shadow and all the smoke alarms in the house started going off. The smoke alarms just went off. And, at the time, my grandmother, the one who got rid of it, because I wasn't all the way in my right mind. I wasn't in myself as a teenager. I was running the streets, dealing with all kind of different women, dealing with drugs and experimenting with e-pills and weed. And just I was out there. I was doing what I was doing. So I didn't know what it was. But at the time, my grandmother, she spoke that holy word. And, hey, whatever it was gone. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in her house no more. I can tell you that much. Whatever it wasn't in her house no more. So, we all have the power to get rid of it. We all have the power to get rid of these entities and forces. We all do. It's in us. And even though, and not to get all religious, some people, they get overly religious with it. But listen, the Most High winks upon our ignorance. He winks on our ignorance. And we see the truth through a very murky glass. We don't know everything, but we do know, even if we don't know the right name of Christ, when we call on him, he obviously know who we are. That's a fact. Jonathan Locklear, thanks for the $5 contribution, says, I was laying in the bed the other morning and something smacked me on the butt and I jumped up. I mean, damn. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. But hopefully, y'all watch this video and whatever type of energies or forces that you battling with, you able to get them out of there. So I said, talk about sage. Sage don't do nothing. Sage is something made up from the new age. Matter of fact, they use sage in Wiccan practices. Nothing. Listen, there is not one scripture in the Bible that tells you burning sage will rid you of spirits. I just read how to get rid of spirits in the Bible. The scriptures tell you exactly how to get rid of demons, and it's through Christ. That's all, and that's it. Only thing sage do is make your house smell like wet ass burnt washcloths. That's what it smell like. Wet ass burnt washcloths. That's all it's doing. Mildew and ass. If you want your house to smell like mildew and ass, go burn some sage. But if you want to purify the air, let's make it clear. If you want to purify the air, frankincense and myrrh is what they used in the Bible. Not to rid demons, but to actually cleanse your environment. Raise the frequency or raise the vibration, so to speak. They burnt incense. Frankincense and myrrh was used. All right. But anyway, that's just what it is, man. I love each and every one of y'all. Hopefully y'all gain edification. Make sure y'all share this video. We got more content coming. It's always an honor and blessing to build with y'all. Thank everybody for super chatting and supporting. If this helped y'all, share it. Follow me on Patreon for exclusive content. Also, hit me up on Instagram, NewBreed404, to help me out with sources, y'all. If y'all want to send me some sources to upload to New Breed Greenlight News, I'm all for it. So, because we're gonna get that channel spinning. I've been a little bit disoriented lately with my content, and I've been fumbling and stumbling trying to pull up certain sources. It's because I've been working on music too. Y'all gotta understand. I'm about to actually put out my own album. I'm doing everything myself, mixing, producing, rapping, writing, Everything I'm doing it on my own, so I've been real busy with that. So y'all just forgive me, and thanks for hanging in there and sticking around. But I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. With that being said, shalom and peace.